GamingBolt presents 15 games that mock you for murdering too many people. Video games serve a number of purposes, from unwinding to challenging one's mind. While they also serve as a bastion of freedom, you're not always free from the consequences of your actions. In fact, some games like reminding you of your misdeeds, even building their entire narrative structure on the same. So let's take a look at 15 games that mock you for, you guessed it, murdering too many people. Ghosts with the Sorrow, Metal Gear Solid 3. Remember that fight with the Sorrow, the depressing trudge through the afterlife? As it turns out, the various ghosts represented the people that Snake has killed up to that point, so obviously killing many enemies will see them appear. Of course, any experienced Metal Gear Solid player knows that this isn't the first time the game mocks you for your killing. Genocide Run, Undertale. If you killed everyone in Undertale en route to the end, causing the final boss to beg for his life and towns to flee from your terrifying might, Chara will appear. Whether you agree or not, the universe will be destroyed. However, Chara's presence will permeate every playthrough from that point on. Basically, if you're prepared for that genocide run, then expect to be reminded of your horrible past every step of the way. Running Away, Suikoden 2. At some point in Suikoden, you can abandon your duties and flee the war, which is a problem because, well, you're kind of the leader and need to command your armies. Running isn't a permanent solution either, as you're constantly pursued, with people dying to ensure your escape. Finally, your allies will show up to plead you to return. Heck, Shu even slaps you before revealing that Ridley, your trusted general, died during battle. Even if you do go back after all of this, Ridley's son Boris will join the fight because he wants to fight alongside you, just like his father. You feel like a hero yet? High Chaos Saviour, Dishonored. Being a brutal murderer in Dishonored can lead to high chaos. This manifests in the number of plague rats growing throughout the city. Fail to save Emily in the end, and Dunwall will fall to the plague, causing Corvo to flee. Then again, even if you save Emily, she becomes a vengeful empress who slaughters all opposition. Ha, the joys of parenting. Demon Points, Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. From the start of the game, Big Boss has a noticeable horn on the right side of his head. Commit enough murder and that horn will grow. That's because killing will earn you hidden demon points. There are 3 separate stages, with Demon Snake being the worst. The horn is fully grown in this stage and Snake will be covered in blood all of the time. Want a quick and easy way to become the demon? Simply develop a nuclear weapon. That's worth a whopping 50,000 demon points. Child Killer, Fallout 2. All kinds of atrocities happen in Fallout 2's wasteland, but killing children is reprehensible. If the player happens to kill 2 children, then they'll receive the title Child Killer, with the description marking them as an evil person. If that weren't enough, bounty hunters will start coming after you as well, growing in strength as the game progresses. Defiling Bushido, Bushido Blade. Bushido is everything in Bushido Blade, to the point where dishonoring your opponent is simply not allowed. Threw sand in your foe's eyes to gain the advantage, killed an opponent while they weren't ready. The game will end in your disgrace, and the final message will state, "None are more contemptible than those who defile the way of Bushido." So yeah, maybe don't do that. Respect your team, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Metroid Prime 3 Corruption isn't just about beating Dark Samus once and for all, it's also about respecting your team. Case in point, if you shoot at the maintenance workers in the first area long enough, a turret will emerge. Your ship AI will tell you to stop, but persist, and the turret will fire at you. Destroying the turret only replaces it with stronger variants until eventually Samus is killed in one hit. Technically, shooting the workers doesn't even hurt them, but your intent was still to kill, and unfortunately, the game does not like that. The entire game, Spec Ops: The Line. If ever a game could encompass this topic, it would be Spec Ops: The Line. What starts as a routine mission will see the player's companions eventually question Walker's sanity. Soon the loading screens will start to mock you, stating, "If you were a better person, you wouldn't be here," and "To kill for yourself is murder, to kill for your government is heroic, to kill for entertainment is harmless." If anything, the game is worth playing for just this surreal trip of misery. Complete Failure, Zone of the Enders. Ever wondered what complete, utter failure to save anyone looks like in Zone of the Enders? Fudge all of the SOS missions, thus causing all saviors to die, and Thunderheart will die in an explosion right after he's introduced. Why? Well, because you caused damage to the lifelines, which caused the explosion that killed Thunderheart. Suffice to say, ADA isn't happy with either Jehuti, Leo, or you after all of this. Killing Rebels, Deus Ex. Don't go killing NSF rebels in Deus Ex. Not only will the armorer proceed to keep lethal ammo away, but will also scold you, stating that UN troopers should act primarily as peacekeepers. You do get some multi-tools out of it, but see how useful they are when you're out of ammo. Seagull Shooter, Metal Gear Solid 2. Believe it or not, but Raiden can be even more unlikable in Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. Shoot enough seagulls and eventually you'll be called a monster by Rose. Granted, she'll stop saving your game completely if you refuse to apologize. That's another matter entirely though. Killing chickens, Skyrim. Committing crimes in separate towns is bad enough, unless you become notorious enough to attract widespread ire. However, kill a chicken and watch the townsfolk instantly descend on you like hawks. But honestly, who wouldn't be angry if you killed their pet chicken in cold blood? Enjoying the killing, Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid has perhaps the least jarring but most understated form of criticizing the player's wanton slaughter of enemies. Before the epic CQC fight between Solid Snake and Liquid Snake, the latter will mock the former's dedication to following orders. However, Snake's perspective is in first person, so it's almost like Liquid is addressing you, the player, questioning why Snake and the player continues to persist. Liquid answers by stating, "You enjoy all that killing, that's why." To be fair, killing Liquid was quite satisfying, so there is that.
So why are you here then? Why do you continue to follow your orders while your superiors betray you? Why did you come here? Well, I'll tell you then. You enjoy all the killing. That's why.
Sector Morale, Red Faction Guerrilla. Recently remastered, Red Faction Guerrilla had a pretty straightforward system for criticizing your treatment of civilians. Indiscriminately kill them and 1 point of sector morale would be lost per civilian. The funny thing is that the sector morale has no effect on gameplay and not killing civilians is tough. It's almost like the game wants you to feel bad through some kind of gameplay placebo effect. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.